some of our first movements was Battle of the Bulge. And there was sights there. We were not expecting the Germans counterattacked us, and we lost several people. There was a Malmedy, Germans took 200 of our prisoners and couldn't handle them. They put them out in a pasture near a forest, and they just slaughtered the whole works. But one got away. He crawled into the trees, and he could report of all these, of all the slaughter that the Germans took 199 lives of our prisoners. I slept in snow just like a cow does. I had a 3-inch thick, heavy overcoat, so I didn't melt through that, but that's just the way it was. You know, there's no motels or hotels, and buildings are all busted to pieces by bombs and all that stuff. And really, they throw you a can of beans and nowhere to sit down to eat them. Soldiers seen a lump on the snow here, a lump over there. They'd wipe the snow off the lump. It was a dead body. They sit down and eat their chow on dead bodies. Then we went into Luxembourg, and we had them pretty well on the run by that time. And there's the division of the Our River between Luxembourg and Germany. And there we were pinned down because the German Siegfried Line was right up ahead of us. The Germans knew where we were. They couldn't hit us with their with their machine gun fire because we were in our foxholes. But they shot harassing fire at us 24 hours a day just to keep us awake. The word came down, all squads, all companies, all platoons, all battalions, all regiments, all divisions, all army are going to strike the Siegfried Line. That was the one thing that was impossible to get through. Well, we got that town taken, and on we went. Well, you free a prison camp, and come up to the prison camp. There's people in there starved to death. I'll tell you what, if you'd stand a skeleton up and throw a piece of skin over it, that's about what you'd see in the prisoner war camps. For food, they had, well, they told us, and I got a buddy even brought a loaf of it home. It's dark bread made of flour and sawdust. And their other stuff was, they had soup made out of potato peelings, and that was their nourishment. Skin and bone, skin and bone, skin and bone. And as history has it, there was what I call a slaughterhouse, but they'd ship, well, they say there was 13 million Jews slaughtered by the Germans, but I don't know. A lot of them were slaughtered in this camp by the thousands, by the thousands. You know, they ship them in on the railroad and tell them as they're unloading out the cars, you know, go down the basement here and, you know, take a shower. But you know what? That was a crematorium or whatever you'd call it. They get them all in the basement full and turn the gas on and gas them to death. So that's the way that went. The smell of sweet smoke or burning bodies coming out the chimney, you know, but we went on. Our troops, we went on down the road. So I didn't really spend too much time there because there's always a cleanup bunch comes behind us. I mean, some of them did come and hug me and tell me, they try to give us information what to do and where to go. And one of them was a Czech, and I understand Czech language, you know. And I heard him rattling. I mean, he was just rattling and nervous and shaky. And I said, let me to that guy, I understand him, you know. And he was telling us where, so we look out where the next gun positions are going to be. So I thank God for my Czech language, I can understand it. They even used me for an interpreter here in the county. Well, fought on, and ended up in Jena, Germany, about 60 miles southwest of Berlin when the war ended up. That was on April 8, 1945. They tell me that I had some shell shockness when I came home, that, you know, when an airplane would fly over, I'd stop the tractor and dive under the tractor. And I didn't know I was doing it, really. I mean, because I was scared of them things up there. One day we had 24,000 trips of bombs, American bombers. Bombers were sitting for days, cloudy, snowy weather, but when the weather brightened up and sun come out, they made load after load of bombs, just never stopped. Just like wild geese in the sky all day long. We thought we were fighting a war to end all wars. It's a crime that it isn't in the history books, you know, to show what soldiers went through to obtain peace, and the people should appreciate peace in this country. Memorial Days show up, Veteran Days show up, and people don't pay any attention to it. They should have been trained through their school system as what this is all about. What a wonderful nation we have here, that, you know, we can live here in freedom. And freedom is not free.